The grinding machine. A 37-year-old maintenance engineer at a Kawasaki Heavy Industries factory in Akashi, Japan. He worked with industrial robots on the assembly line, machines designed to move car parts with mechanical precision. On July 4, 1981, one of the robots malfunctioned during its automated cycle. He was called to the floor to fix it. The machine had stopped mid-operation, its robotic arm frozen in place. It was a routine repair, something he had done many times before. The engineer entered the restricted safety zone around the robot. Company protocol required workers to fully shut down and lock out the machine before approaching it. He did not follow the complete procedure. He believed the robot was disabled. He moved closer to inspect the malfunction. The robotic arm suddenly reactivated. The arm swung with programmed force and struck him in the torso. It pushed him backward across the factory floor. He stumbled, tried to regain his footing, but the arm kept moving. It drove him toward a large gear grinding machine positioned directly behind him. The gears were still running, rotating at high speed. The engineer was pinned against the machine. The robotic arm held him in place with mechanical strength, far beyond human capability. The grinding gears caught his body and began pulling him in. Metal teeth designed to shape industrial parts tore through flesh and bone. The robot's arm continued its programmed movement, pressing him deeper into the machinery. Coworkers heard the sound of the gears but could not see what was happening from their positions on the floor. By the time they reached the restricted area, it was too late. The engineer died from massive crushing and grinding trauma. He became the first person in recorded history to be killed by a robot. His death was classified as an industrial accident caused by improper safety lockout procedures. The meat blender. A 24-year-old sanitation worker at a meat processing plant in Clackamas, Oregon. His job involved cleaning the facility's industrial equipment after production shifts ended. On April 26, 2013, he was assigned to clean a large meat blender used to mix ground beef and other products. The machine was 8 feet long and 4 feet wide with rotating auger blades designed to thoroughly blend thousands of pounds of meat. Standard safety protocol required the machine to be locked out and tagged before anyone entered it for cleaning. The worker climbed inside the blender to scrub the interior surfaces and blades. The machine had not been properly locked out. He was scrubbing the metal walls when the blender suddenly activated. The rotating augers and blades began spinning at operational speed. He was caught immediately by the moving machinery. Coworkers in the facility heard screaming coming from inside the blender. They ran toward the machine and saw what was happening. They tried to reach the emergency shutoff controls, but the blender was already pulling him deeper into its mechanism. The blades designed to grind and mix meat operated with relentless mechanical force. His body was drawn into the rotating augers. The screaming continued as the machinery tore through flesh and bone. Workers managed to stop the machine, but it was too late. The blender had processed the worker the same way it processed meat during normal operations. The auger blades had caused what the medical examiner later described as blunt force injuries and chopping wounds across his entire body. He died inside the machine from massive trauma inflicted by the grinding and mixing mechanism. The worker bled to death from injuries sustained in the meat blender. The plant was later cited for failing to implement proper lockout and tagout safety procedures.